This week we are looking at accountability and the importance of accountability for business growth.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Growth Journey Show, the weekly show for business leaders looking to scale their business. So, as a business leader, you have some massive goals that you're trying to achieve in your business, and without accountability, it's very unlikely that you're going to achieve those goals. So that's why we're focusing on it this week.
Yeah, as business leaders, we know how important accountability is, but the thing is we have some challenges with getting that accountability in place and doing it in the right way. The first challenge that we regularly come across is that business leaders are alone at the top of their business, leading their business, and therefore they're not really accountable to anyone except for themselves. And we all know it can be tough being accountable only to yourself, especially when you've got some big goals to achieve. So you've got quite a nice analogy for this, haven't you, Chris?
It's just like trying to go to the gym every morning. If you try and do it on your own at 6 o'clock in the morning when it's raining and a bit miserable and you can't be bothered, then you might just give yourself a day off. But if you try and do it with Bob or whoever your friend is, you might be able to get a bit more motivation to get yourselves out of bed and achieve the thing that you need to achieve.
Yeah, so thanks to Bob for that. And the thing is, like with anything, we're trying to achieve some big things. So even bigger than just going to the gym. We're trying to run that marathon and complete that marathon, as an example, in our business. And the thing is, if we have a day off or a few days off and that turns into a week or a month, that can have some really serious consequences for our business. So we don't want to let any day ideally slip out of our grasp. And when you think about trying to achieve something big, sometimes that can get demoralizing at times. It's going to be tough at times, and you need someone there to help you through that and to be accountable for. So if you go and train for your marathon with a mate, you're much more likely to achieve it. And if you do it for a bigger cause, a bigger reason, like raising money for charity and people have sponsored you, you're accountable to a wider number of people. That suddenly increases the likelihood that you're going to achieve that big thing that you want to achieve.
So we have been doing some planning for next year, and want to share with you a few tips as to how we think we're going to try and hold ourselves a lot more accountable. So the first one of those things is that we shared with our team all of the things that are in our plan and all the things that we want to achieve. And we got their feedback and some of the things that we tweaked a little bit, and ultimately we're accountable to them and they're accountable to us, and that's the first level of accountability.
Yeah, so that worked really nicely, share it with the team, and then we asked the team, are you happy for us to share this in a blog post to the wide world? And everyone was like, yeah, sure, we think that's a good idea, because a bit like getting sponsored to complete a marathon, we're going to put this blog post out into the public domain. Maybe one person reads it, maybe 10,000 people read it, but suddenly we're accountable to the wider world. We're going to come back and we're going to update that blog post on how we did. So if that's something feasible for your business, you could also try that and make yourself accountable to the wider world.
So I'm sure you've gathered by now, accountability is really important if you've got some massive goals that you want to try and achieve, and you as the business owner need to try and find somebody to be accountable to. That could be somebody who is working within your organisation. Perhaps there's somebody that's been there for a really long time, knows you really well, and can be really brutally honest with you to make sure that you are accountable. But equally, it could be somebody who works in another organisation that holds you accountable. Somebody who's not on your payroll, therefore they're only accountable to you achieving your goals and helping you achieve those goals. So equally, that might be a good way of going if there is nobody internally who can help you.
So there's some good tips on how you can be more accountable in your business and achieve your goals for the forthcoming year. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think could find it useful. And until next week,